So if you've been caught up in the absolute mess with IndiGo flights recently, or you're just worried about a flight you've booked, stick around. We're going to cut through all the noise and give you a simple, clear plan for what to do next. Let's just start with how big this problem actually is. First, let's just talk numbers because they are staggering. We're talking about over 1,000, that's right, 1,000 IndiGo flights canceled across the entire country in just the last few days. This isn't some small issue, it's a full-blown nationwide meltdown. Look, if you're feeling stranded, confused, maybe even a little bit angry, you are definitely not alone. We're going to break down exactly why this happened, and more importantly, what the airline is legally required to give you because of it. All right, first up, let's paint a picture of what this chaos has actually felt like for thousands and thousands of people on the ground. The reality at the airports has been, well, just a nightmare. Imagine terminals packed shoulder to shoulder, these massive queues that just don't seem to move, and passengers getting almost no clear information from the airline. And to make things worse, anyone trying to book a last-minute ticket on another airline got hit with ridiculously high fares. On the really bad days, major airports like Delhi and Bengaluru saw more than half, yep, over 50% of IndiGo's flights just vanish from the schedule.
So, what on earth is going on? What's the real reason behind this total meltdown? Let's dig in.
Okay, so there are two big pieces to this puzzle. On one side, you've got the DGCA, India's aviation regulator. They brought in some new, stricter safety rules to make sure pilots get more rest, bumping up their weekly rest time from 36 to 48 hours, which, is great for safety. But on the other side, it was IndiGo's job to actually plan for this, to adjust all their flight schedules and crew assignments way ahead of time. And here it is, the official verdict, straight from the DGCA. They've made it crystal clear that the problem wasn't the new rules themselves. The problem, in their words, was IndiGo's misjudgment and gap in planning. So the regulator has put the blame squarely on the airline's shoulders. And that one failure in planning kicked off this massive, nationwide domino effect. It started with just a few cancellations because of a crew shortage, but that then left planes and other crew members stuck in the wrong cities. And from there, it just cascaded, triggering hundreds and hundreds of more cancellations all across the country. Now, because the airline is officially at fault, you as a passenger have specific legal rights. And this is the part you really, really need to pay attention to. Everything, and I mean everything, boils down to one simple question. When did IndiGo actually tell you your flight was canceled? The answer to that question determines exactly what you're entitled to. Okay, if they told you less than 2 weeks before your flight, this is for you. On top of getting a full refund or being put on another flight, the airline owes you cold, hard cash. For short flights, up to an hour, that's 5,000 rupees. For flights between 1 and 2 hours long, it jumps to 7,500. And for any flight over 2 hours, you are owed 10,000 rupees. The rules for big delays are also super clear. If you're stuck at the airport for 2 to 4 hours, they have to give you free meals and drinks. If that delay stretches past 6 hours on a domestic flight, you get a choice. They either find you another flight, or you can ask for a full refund right then and there. And for those really awful overnight delays, anything over 24 hours, they have to put you up in a hotel for free. And here's the kicker. You know how airlines always try to get out of paying by blaming extraordinary circumstances like bad weather? Well, in this specific crisis, that excuse just doesn't fly. Remember, the DGCA has officially said the cause was poor planning, and that is considered within the airline's control. So, you know your rights. Now, let's turn that knowledge into action. Here's your practical, step-by-step plan. If you have an IndiGo flight coming up, you have to be proactive. First, check your flight status like your life depends on it. Check it 24 hours before, 12 hours before, and again 3 hours before. If you have a connection, build in a massive buffer. I'm talking 4 to 5 hours. Get to the airport way earlier than you normally would. And this is the most important part. Document everything. Screenshots of cancellation texts, of the flight status page, of your ticket. They are your best friend in this situation. All right, how do you get your money? Start with the airline's official channels. Go to their website or call your travel agent. If that doesn't work, step it up. Send an email to their customer care with all your proof. And if they still refuse to give you what you're owed, your final move is to file an official complaint on the government's Air Sewa portal. Trust me, it's a very powerful tool. So, is there an end in sight? Well, the government has gotten involved. They've set a firm deadline of December 7th for IndiGo to clear every single pending refund. The airline's CEO seems to think things will start getting back to normal around the middle of December. So that gives us a rough idea of when this whole mess might finally calm down.
Which of course brings us to the big question, should you just avoid flying with IndiGo right now? Honestly, for any travel that is super important or time sensitive, your safest bet is probably to fly with another airline until things have completely stabilized. If you absolutely have to fly IndiGo, book the earliest flight of the day, avoid any tight connections, and always have a backup plan. Know your rights and be prepared.
For more detail and amazing tour package, visit www.zullutrip.com. Call or WhatsApp on 888-170-5500.